Welcome to Capital One Bowl Mania.
One of the great iconic stadiums in the country, the Superdome in New Orleans, getting set to play the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl as a part of Capital One Bowl Mania. We've got Conference USA, Louisiana Tech. We've got Sun Belt and Georgia Southern, and we have a fun afternoon planned for you as we get to talk a little more college football. The trophy they'll be playing for, pride on the line, and what has been an adverse season for everybody involved. And with that, welcome in Mike Golic Jr., Matt Berry alongside. So happy to be a part of this college football broadcast. Now, would we like to be on Bourbon Street, sipping a hurricane, having some beads around us? Sure.
It'd be nice. I've left a lot of my dignity out there, so maybe this is a little safer.
Well, they kept us in Bristol for a couple of reasons, but we are here and looking forward to this afternoon's game. When you talk about Georgia Southern, one of the big storylines we were watching coming in, the health of their starting quarterback, fifth-year senior Shai Werts. We know now that Shai Werts will start today for Georgia Southern, Mike. He's missed the past couple of games with a shoulder injury, so to have this player back in what is likely his final game is going to be big.
Huge. The Sun Belt Conference's all-time leader in rushing yards by a quarterback. He's the engine that makes this go, Matt, for people's first introduction to the Georgia Southern triple option. It's got all the tenets here. Every triple option attack built on the dive. Shai Werts reading that end man, and if they want to stay outside, you're going to hand the ball up the gut early and often. Every triple option wants to be built on this foundation. Now, with a quarterback like Shai Werts, let's say the defense wants to start crashing down, start to take away that running back on the dive. Now you've got the second part of the triple option, the quarterback keep, and Shai Werts, boy, he's got speed to burn when he gets on the edge. Could be a really dangerous element. And the last portion, the third leg of the triple option, is once you take away that dive, defensive end crashes down, and then the outside player takes away the quarterback, there's the pitch. And this is where you can really get some home run, Matt, when you've got an athlete in space going up into the secondary and really put points on the board.
I love old school, I love new school, and I love that everybody gets to see Shai Werts play today. For more on that and how this decision came about, let's go to the third member of our team, and Dawn Davenport.
Well, Matt, I think the Georgia Southern offense also loves that Shai is going to go today. Head coach Chad Lunsford told me this is his game today. Pointed out this could be his last game in a Georgia Southern jersey. Shai wants to start, and he said he's had the right mentality all day long. I watched him close in warm-ups. Didn't seem to have any issues with that shoulder whatsoever. He didn't talk to trainers at all, and I talked to Coach a few minutes ago. He said he feels great. He's throwing so much better than he was last week. Guys, Coach did say their passing game will be tailored to what he can do. They'll have to protect him a bit today.
Dawn, awesome story. Good story for Shai Werts. We'll see them first. Chad Lunsford, I tell you what, you want to talk about a coach who's dealt with every bit of adversity like most coaches around the country. I want everyone to let it sink in. Georgia Southern's about to kick off, Mike Golic Jr., their 13th game of the season.
We got to talk to Coach Lunsford this week. We asked him, how'd you do it, Coach? He said, prayer. And he knew it was going to take a lot of luck to go through and get to this point playing a full slate this season, because all he has to do is look across the field at what's going on with Skip Holtz and this outfit for Louisiana Tech to see a team that's dealt with every bit of the adversity possible this year.
And how about Skip Holtz, Louisiana Tech? They've won 6 consecutive bowl games. Only 4 teams in the FBS have won 7 consecutive bowl games. Also, sidebar for Skip today, going for career win 150. So not only is a bowl streak intact for Louisiana Tech, 150 career wins on hand for Skip Holtz. And when they get out there offensively, we look forward to watching this young fella, Smoke Harris.
Smoke Harris knows a little thing or two about playing in the Superdome here. Fond memories as we get ready for kick in the New Orleans Bowl.
So sit back, relax, happy holidays to everyone, and we're going to play football here at the Superdome with Georgia Southern receiving the kick. And that's Caleb Hood, who's going to stay on his feet. And a good return for Caleb Hood, who takes it past the 30-yard line, and that's where we'll get our look at Shai Werts, who is the man, as we mentioned in the open, that is going to make this offense go.
This offense can make you right on every play if you've got a decision maker at quarterback who understands this. And for Shai Werts, who's making his 46th career start, that's the most among active FBS quarterbacks right now. He's got the experience in this scheme to go out and make it work.
It is fun to watch if you haven't watched this offense before. Logan Wright, the running back. And they'll give it to Wright on first down in a short gain of 3 for Louisiana Tech. Defensively, they want to come in here. Hard to prepare for an offense like this on short notice, but they want to prove that they can get out here and boost up a defense that struggled a little bit this year.
And that's what Skip Holtz talked about. Normally, if you're playing at Georgia Southern, you know it all offseason. You've got time to prepare during spring ball, during camp. Not with a week and a half here, as now you have to contend with tempo as well.
So 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4 on first. Shai Werts is going to pull it, go over the middle, tipped, incomplete, intended for Malik Murray. Ezekiel Barnett on the tip.
I like the call early, trying to get Shai an easy completion, coming back off that aggravated throwing shoulder. That was where the injury was. Get his confidence going early.
He injured the game, injured his arm against Army, re-aggravated it against Georgia State. Missed the past couple of games. Murray, the man in motion. Werts keeps it, pitches it to Murray. And a good job by the Louisiana Tech defense initially, but Murray breaks away. Big gain, Malik Murray. And that is the triple option in a nutshell. You think you've got the thing bottled up, all of a sudden, gain of 43.
And this all happens because you've got your tight end and Cam Brown, number 48, out here on the sideline. Look at him straining for the block at the end. And then Emil Smith, number 85, downfield. Wide receivers and tight ends blocking make for big plays like this. And this Georgia Southern offense rolling early, as you saw all elements of the triple option on display.
And again, that goes into having a quarterback who has the experience. So inside the 20, 1st and 10, Georgia Southern. Werts is going to pull it, dump it out quickly to Logan Wright. And a solid gain on first down, tackled by Khalil Ladley. Fifth-year senior wanted to be a part of this bowl game with his team. And just remarkable, 13 games in a year where we've seen some schools play as little as 4. Georgia Southern able to make the trip to New Orleans, get their captain back. Werts on the keeper, cuts back, and met immediately by the Louisiana Tech defense, tackled by Tyler Grubbs.
Matt, I think we're going to see a lot of this today to protect Shai Werts. Watch on this one. You've got 2 players in the backfield, tight end in motion. You've got 3, 4 blockers out in front of him with that puller. Try and give Shai Werts as much cushion as possible, knowing that shoulder going to be taking some hits today. Try and take as many off as possible.
So 3rd and 2 opening drive for the Eagles. And to give up the middle to Gerald Green, met immediately. And that's going to bring up a 4th and short early on. What do?
You got to go for it right here as we see Tyler Grubbs, the true freshman in here. Started off his college career 16 tackles in their opening game against Southern Miss, and he's never looked back ever since, but this is a no-doubter. 4th and short is exactly what this Georgia Southern offense is built for.
I'm with you. Bowl game, let the guys get in there. 4th and 1, scoring opportunity, your quarterback's back. Run up the middle, no drama, first down, Georgia Southern.
A tradition unlike any other, Matt, pointing as if it's gone your way, as there's a lack of clarity in the pile. Love it.
It's always like that when there's early movement up front. False start, off sides, everyone's guilty.
You know what? You don't lose anything by pointing in favor of your team. Go out there, get the mojo going in the right direction. As now Georgia Southern staring at 1st and goal in here. You see, not great down in the red zone when it comes to scoring touchdowns. This is huge for them early to try and jump out to a lead.
So first goal to go for Georgia Southern. Right up the middle, it's Green again, who's really taken on the role of that up back we saw J.D. King have for this offense, out for the year with a torn ACL. Between that, Wesley Kennedy, who's been suspended indefinitely, it's been a makeshift backfield that Georgia Southern's now had to deal with over the last month of the season.
It has been, and that's why the continuity they've got up front on the offensive line helps them so much on a drive like this. It's been all big boys up front so far.
Green again behind the big boys, and he's held just short, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 1-inch line.
And you just see getting up to the second level, guys finishing at the line of scrimmage. And again, they've gotten themselves into 3rd and short, 4th and short on these drives. When this offense stays on schedule, it's a nightmare, especially for a team with as much difficulty stopping the run as Louisiana Tech.
So Wirtz, early movement. That's where we'll get the pointing.
Offside. Defense, number 97, contact in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal. Remains 3rd down.
Milton Williams, the early party. Gave a jump, gave a push, gave a point. I think we hit them all there.
We're going to call Milton Williams names for a lot of positive reasons today. This guy is, Matt, you've heard me say it before, an absolute war daddy out there. One of the best players on this team, might be the best player, a definite pro prospect on the D-line.
So the war daddy early in the first quarter. Shai Wirtz keeps it. Laid the shoulder down, and a touchdown for Georgia Southern. First drive of the game, Shai Wirtz, quarterback back. How about that for a 10-play, 65-yard drive and a touchdown in their first possession?
We saw them early in this one. Shai Wirtz not afraid to keep the football, got him an early passing situation, even if it was an incompletion, but then to finish it off down the goal line, that's a great mental drive for a quarterback who's played a lot of football, knows his body, but the way he finished the season, that was an important start.
Alex Rayner on for the extra point.
The touchdown is under further review.
So they're going to look at it to make sure Shai Wirtz got in there. But yeah, you're right. A couple of high percentage passes. Get the arm feeling good. Created by the running backs. But to lower that right shoulder and get it down, I think it's a good sign for Shai Wirtz.
And we'll see it right here. And you see he twists over on the top of that pile. This isn't going to be the angle, but you're going to watch here him spin back off the tackle by Grubbs, and then that right arm that he's got it in twists over the goal line and breaks the plane before his hip or leg hits the ground. This call is going to stand.
Like it. Early call out of you.
This is the perfect angle for it right here too, Matt. Watch that right arm spin over the top right there.
That's it. So the touchdown is confirmed. Georgia Southern moves right down the field, 10 plays, 65 yards, and everything Coach Lunsford and the Eagles wanted to see.
Rolling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
And remember the big play that got this started, Malik Murray. You mentioned the players that they're missing today. Wesley Kennedy has been an outstanding piece for them during the course of the season, a dynamic athlete. You and I had their game against South Alabama, and this coaching staff was talking about all the ways to get him the ball. Well, with Shai Wirtz at the helm and the way this triple option is designed, you can get your other weapons in there and still be highly successful.
So Alex Rayner on for the extra point. And a good start for Georgia Southern out of the Sun Belt. Again, Louisiana Tech comes in with a 6-game bowl winning streak, but Georgia Southern, Malik Murray, big play, got the Eagles within scoring position, and they took advantage behind their star quarterback, Shai Wirtz, who returns to the lineup for the first time in 2 weeks. Georgia Southern up early, 7-0 in the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
This is a special presentation of ESPN, home of the College Football Playoff, semifinals on New Year's Day.
One of those playoff games here in the great city of New Orleans. Welcome back, R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Matt Berry, Mike Golick Jr., Don Davenport, and Shai Wirtz smiling, as he should be. Welcome back to the lineup for Georgia Southern. 10-play, 65-yard drive to open up this game. Wayne Toussaint back to receive for Louisiana Tech. It's going to go to the up man, and Georgia Southern on him at the 32-yard line. And that's where we'll take a look now at Louisiana Tech starting quarterback Aaron Allen. Louisiana Tech known for using 2 quarterbacks, but the other quarterback in this offense, Luke Anthony, hurt against TCU. Aaron Allen going to be the guy from start to finish today.
Plenty of meaningful reps and great football, and as we talked to Joe Sloan, their offensive coordinator, he said these 2 quarterbacks have this very similar skill set, so you weren't running one offense for Aaron Allen and one offense for Luke Anthony, so they don't miss a beat.
Yeah, Joe Sloan said the game plan does not change. 1st and 10 now, quick throw to the outside to C.J. Powell, met immediately. And a good play by Anthony Wilson.
We're going to see plenty of effort to get the ball in the hands of C.J. Powell, Smoke Harris that we talked about in the open, and let them make yards after catch. And so it's incumbent on this secondary to come down and make plays. And Anthony Wilson, one of the young stars Georgia Southern's seen develop this year.
Played his high school ball at Spring Valley in Columbia, South Carolina. A lot of youth on the back end for Georgia Southern. Coaches love how they've developed. Allen over the middle, but it falls incomplete. Covered by Derek Canteen, the other half of that young secondary. Canteen and Wilson, both players the coaches absolutely love.
When we had them earlier this year against South Alabama, they raved about his study habits, how diligent he is, quiet but takes a lot of notes. He's put them to work, tied for the FBS lead with 5 picks on the year.
So 3rd and long early on for Allen and the Bulldogs. Has to climb the pocket. Good job by Allen getting away from the rush, but he'll be well short of the first down, tackling the play by Todd Bradley.
And we talked about a star D lineman on the other side. Look at 0, Raymond Johnson on the edge. They're a great job faking inside, clubbing with the arm over. That's your first team all Sun Belt selection there, and a playmaker we expect to see on pivotal downs for this team.
I'll tell you though, he doesn't fit your qualifications for a 0.
Yes, listen, Matt, I've been on record. 0 should be a 300-plus pound defensive lineman, but he plays with that kind of size and heart, and so you love to see the effort paying off there.
All right, Caleb Hood gambled receiving a punt, tackled immediately at the 20. We'll see Shai Werts in Georgia Southern's offense again after the defense. Quick 3 and out. Eagles ball coming up next.
9 days to the college football playoff semifinals. New Year's Day on ESPN.
The R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, brought to you by R+L Carriers. We ship anything, anywhere, anytime. And Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com.
I will tell you what the players have been through just to play college football this year. And to hear, talking to both of these coaching staff, what this bowl game meant to both Georgia Southern, Louisiana Tech. Awesome to see both of these schools healthy, playing, and enjoying a bowl game experience that a lot of these players have earned. So first down, Georgia Southern, 22-yard line. Werts looks to throw, went right, came back, runs it, and nice gain on first down for Werts.
Great job with the subtle shoulder pump from Werts on there. You saw him get the linebacker, Tyler Grubbs, to bail out of there by giving that shake to the outside. Nothing but daylight up the middle as they find another creative rushing opportunity.
Second and 3, going to be Green up the middle. Held short of the first down, going to bring up 3rd and short. And not a great start for Louisiana Tech's defense. Against a tricky offense you got to prepare for. Second possession, Mike, here on 3rd and short. There's Green. There you talk about the defense, and they step up, holding Green short of the first down. Tackled on the play, led by Trey Baldwin.
And you see a blur coming from that side. Deshaun Hall getting in there, and this is the key, Matt, as we talked about, getting this offense off schedule. An incredible play. You force them a 3 and out. Your offense needs possessions. The whole job of the triple option is to limit possessions for the opposing offense. And so for this Louisiana Tech defense to be opportunistic and create plays behind the line of scrimmage, huge.
So Anthony Beck gonna punt. Smoke Harris, all 5'6", 184 pounds of him deep to receive the punt. He's gonna fair catch it at the 30-yard line. And you talk about Louisiana Tech getting to this point of the season. Skip Holtz, to put it blunt, he said, what a mess. You finished 5-4, third in Conference USA, but they didn't play a game, Mike Golic Jr., for 33 days, the entire month of November.
You throw on top of that, then the opt-outs start to come in here. You see one of their best wide receivers, one of their running backs in this room. We know Luke Anthony lost to injury, and so constant turnover has been really the only consistency for this team.
Skip said when we talked to him, what have you learned during this process? He said, you find out which players are 2 feet in. Allen forced out of the pocket on first down, still looking to make a play, shovels it forward. Todd Bradley there, probably ill-advised, though falls incomplete.
Great job by Allen trying to make plays off schedule here, but this is going to become the issue. This offensive line has also seen a lot of turnover. You have 2 freshmen starting at tackles, and Georgia Southern's getting pressure just rushing 4.
There's one side of the ball that Coach Holtz said was hit hard with COVID. The offensive line in the part of November. And a good run on first down. What a play, what a gain. Israel Tucker picks up 21 yards for Louisiana Tech in a much-needed big play for the Bulldogs to keep the drive going.
Israel Tucker's got their only 100-yard rushing performance of the season that came against North Texas. This is not a balanced offense, and so any semblance of a run game would be huge to them.
So Allen play fake over the middle, bobbled but caught by Isaiah Graham. So here comes Louisiana Tech with a little bit of tempo. After the big run by Tucker, now a big play by Graham to again move the chains. We had substitutions, we had people running off the field, now we have whistles present.
Illegal substitution, 12 men on defense. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
And it's a great job of mixing up tempo by Louisiana Tech on offense. Surprising with this Georgia Southern defense, their offense had started to mix in some tempo. They've been practicing against this, so a little surprising that they got caught in the substitution game.
So after the penalty, 1st and 5. Allen pump fake, looking left, going deep. Intended for Wayne Toussaint, falls incomplete. Covered on the play by Darrell Baker.
Tried to hit Baker with the double move, but playing back off, didn't bite for a second here. But 2nd and 5, still very manageable. And this is the area where get the ball out of your quarterback's hands quick again. Look for Smoke Harris. Let him make yards after the catch.
So Tucker, 2nd and 5, good read to the outside, and early on, Israel Tucker running hard for Louisiana Tech. Another gain of 11 and another first down.
And this is just a good job. The offensive line getting up to the 2nd level, working in unison. Watching Louisiana Tech, Matt, this year, when the picture stays the same pre and post snap, this line can go and fit bodies up. It's when you start to get movement, games, stunts, that they struggle latching on to blocks.
Allen over the middle, picked off, intercepted by Justin Birdsong, but there's a flag on the play. Birdsong able to hop in front of that, but let's see what the flag is.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. The ball was intercepted short of the contact. First down, Georgia Southern.
So Georgia Southern.
Timeout on the field.
Able to create a turnover. Louisiana Tech moving the ball 5 plays, 53 yards, but it's Birdsong and the Eagles who get the ball back. 7-0, late first quarter. city of New Orleans, playing host to the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, a part of Capital One Bowl Mania. 7-0. Georgia Southern just forced a turnover. You get the turnover chain. Justin Birdsong. Get after their A.
Matt, this team believes there are 4 phases in football: offense, defense, special teams, and the sideline. You're going to see this group active like that. Coach Lunford firmly believes that boost of energy, especially in this year, mean the world.
They do have a lot of fun. Got the electric guitar over there. They do the wrestling post-game celebration, the chain, and more. Shai Werts and the Georgia Southern offense back on the field. That's Matt LaRoche tackled immediately. But give Louisiana Tech's defense credit. We were about ready to talk about them second possession when they held them on 3rd and short. Georgia Southern first possession of the game goes right down the field. Louisiana Tech at least second possession in that play behind Milton Williams have figured this out a little bit.
Milton Williams, the 3rd-team All-American according to Pro Football Focus. And you saw, taking away the dive, your D-line has to be able to win on its own and shut down that aspect of the triple.
It's Emil Smith, the man in motion. Again up the middle, a fake by Werts. Thrown to 22. Sean Pellickson.
Pellickson, one of the guys that's come along as the season's gone on. A true freshman, injuries affecting that tight end room like everyone else. An important unit in this offense that's now backed up. 3rd and 7 is uncomfortable. This so far is a win by Louisiana Tech on defense. Now, let that group up front pin their ears back, keep everything in front of you for an offense that's not designed to go downfield.
So a gain of 3, 3rd and 7. We'll take a look at Werts' arm. Takes a big hit, and that pass is knocked down by Trey Baldwin. And you'll get a good look right away at Shai Werts and how healthy he is after that hit by Milton Williams,
and
the guy we just brought up.
Right in the middle there. Fakes outside, is going to come back in underneath off the snap. Just a great head fake. And this defense read the scouting report. They know this quarterback is coming into the game. And your intent is never to injure, but you're going to go out there and try and physically tax that shoulder with hits like that.
So 2nd consecutive stop for the Bulldogs defense. Back to punt. Smoke Harris giving the old Peter call. Ball heads out at the 40-yard line. And this is just the beginning of a fun football day here on ESPN. Coming up at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. 7-3 Memphis squares off against FAU in the Montgomery Bowl. That's tonight, ESPN and the ESPN app. About Brady White, started his career at Arizona State, transferred over with Mike Norvell when he became the head coach at Memphis. Over 3,000 yards, 28 passing touchdowns, just 9 interceptions, 6 in the FBS. Brady White, certainly a nice career for the Memphis Tigers. They're going to go back to a steady diet of Israel Tucker, who continues to run hard, gain of 13.
The rushing attack's been the difference for them early, and again, the offensive line, it's not pretty, but they're getting to their men, they're buying up bodies. And then give Israel Tucker all the credit. So far, the difference for this offense, they were driving before that turnover. Balance is something they've been chasing all year. Early, they found it.
So 1st down to Tucker. Let's go down to Don Davenport.
Yeah, Mike, you're talking about that offensive line. They were not happy with their protection after their first drive. They had a little heart-to-heart. Cody Russi, 45 career starts at center, addressed their effort level. It's been better since.
That group up front, Cody Russi, one of their captains, they've been challenged all year. And in this spread offense, a lot on their plate.
So they are going steady diet at Tucker. Picks up a couple on that one. 3rd and 5, 5 carries, 50 yards for Tucker. Had a great drive going last time until the turnover. So Louisiana Tech, a little bit of momentum here with 2 minutes in the first.
Surprised on the other side from Georgia Southern when we talked to Rashad Bird, their linebacker, compared this offense to what they saw from Troy. That game, they were coming downhill, blitzing early and often. Louisiana Tech's got them on their heels right now.
Allen rolling to his left, can't find anybody, and hit and tackled for a loss. Flag on the play. Todd Bradley Glenn delivered the hit.
And we're going to have our first targeting review of the day.
Let's have another look, Oleg Jr. You tell me what you think.
So 11 coming in here, and you see lowering the crown of the helmet, hit to the head and neck. This already looks like it's going to be the last
Personal
play
foul.
we see.
Targeting. Defense number 11. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That play is under further review.
So that's tough. That's a tough break for Bradley Glenn because Allen rolling out, body up and down, and then as Bradley Glenn comes in, it was actually the quarterback, Allen, who dipped his hat right into Bradley. See that? Right into Bradley Glenn's.
It's unfortunate. I go all the way back to because you see it lowering the crown of the helmet is always one of the things that they're looking for, an indicator for targeting. And I always go back to the Fiesta Bowl. Notre Dame and Ohio State. Joey Bosa in that game lowers the crown of his helmet into the chest of the defender. This time, it's got the added element of also hitting into the head of the quarterback in open space.
It is such a difficult rule because everyone wants to talk about intent. You and I both know Bradley Glenn, the intent there was just to make the hit. And Allen drops his hat.
And in the spot where you've got the quarterback down to rights, he is going down. That play is going to be over, and you're coming in looking for the added shot on that.
That is an absolute shame, though, for Todd Bradley.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 11 will be disqualified for the remainder of the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And that'll likely end his career at Georgia Southern. Fifth-year senior, has been through so much. 3 knee surgeries. He's battled and beaten cancer. And he actually added Bradley hyphenated Glenn on the back of his jersey to honor his stepfather, who's done so much for him throughout his life. Just
Unbelievable will from a player, and this is the gut-wrenching personal part of this rule that we all believe is well-intentioned. But Todd Bradley Glenn's career shouldn't end like that. Now, we know the rules this year with the NCAA. He could come back. There's an extra year of eligibility for everybody, but that doesn't take the sting off this moment for that player right now.
So a 1st and 10, ball at the 26. After the targeting penalty, Todd Bradley Glenn's day is done. Play fake for Allen. Climbs the pocket, goes over the middle, and again he's picked off. This by Derek Canteen. The redshirt freshman, now 6 interceptions on the year, which is most in FBS, tied for the most in FBS, and already 2 turnovers for this opportunistic Georgia Southern defense.
And a great job getting back over the top, following the quarterback's eyes. And look as he goes over to the sideline, ready to get that chain. And who else is there but Bradley Glenn, who again was disqualified but not ejected under the rules this year. He gets to stay on the sideline and be there for his team. And how's that for a leader? Just had your heart broken on the play before, come back and turn the chain over to one of your star talented freshmen.
Chad Lunsford also one of the quick ones to greet Derek Canteen, who's played big this year for Georgia Southern, to give up the middle to Green. So same as it ever was for Louisiana Tech. They find success running the ball with Tucker, move down the field, and they turn the ball over deep in Georgia Southern territory. No points to be shown for it, but now Eagles ball as we wrap up the first quarter.
And for Louisiana Tech here, your stars are off the field. Milton Williams getting a breather on this one. The second crew under the D-line. Georgia Southern has to take advantage.
Works to throw, quick look outside, complete to Najee Thompson, and that'll be enough for a first down.
We've seen Georgia Southern willing to throw on some of these early downs here, trying to get the defense brushed back. But after Louisiana Tech's 3 and outed them the last couple of drives, after the turnovers, you have to get back to your bread and butter now if you're this Georgia Southern offense and start operating, handing it off up the middle, making this defense pay.
Again, it is Aaron Allen all the way with the injury to the other starting quarterback, Luke Anthony. He'll have to shake off the early turnovers and give up the middle in a nice gain for Green. Tackled on the play by Baldwin.
Baldwin, the elder statesman there, been spending this year next to the freshman Tyler Grubbs. Talked about Tyler Grubbs, 16 tackles in the first game. Trey Baldwin had 18 versus UTSA this year. Unbelievable production from the inside backers.
See if Wirtz gets this play off before the end of the first quarter, and he does. And a give up to Green. He's going to move the chains and have Georgia Southern set up with a first down as we complete the end of the first quarter. R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl has been entertaining to start off. We've got a couple of turnovers for Georgia Southern. We've got the chain, we've got big plays, and we've got plenty more football to play. Conference USA versus Sun Belt. Who? Ha! Dance it. 7-0 Georgia Southern. Welcome back to the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl as a part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Matt Berry, Mike Golic Jr., Dawn Davenport. Got a Conference USA and Sun Belt matchup, 7-0 Georgia Southern. Sun Belt on top early. Mike, how would you sum up what we saw in the first quarter?
Well, for Louisiana Tech and Skip Holtz, you've gotten things you've been searching for. A ground game that's been consistent early on. Your defense forcing early 3-and-outs, but 2 turnovers by your offense has nullified a lot of that good.
Georgia Southern starts with the ball, 35-yard line. Wirtz, the play fake. He's going to go deep. Has a man wide open. Caleb Hood. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Take that, injured shoulder. 65 yards. Wirtz to Hood. An extra point away from it being 14-0, and we've got the guitar.
This sideline is rocking, and with good reason. The triple option, there's a reason that these teams are always up near the top of the FBS in yards per reception, because it's all built to lull the defense in, get that back end creeping up, and then go over the top.
So how's that to start off the second quarter? Lull you to sleep with some runs as Alex Rayner's extra point is good. And again, we've had some early indications, Golic, about whether or not Wirtz, how he's feeling. All concerns for me now, running and throwing put to bed.
And you're going to watch in the back end, this safety's got eyes on number 2 right here. So as he tracks up the field, this second wide receiver, he's going to be looking down on him when he comes to the inside of the field. 1 comes inside, becomes 2. He breaks out. And now all of a sudden that outside receiver, that switch by the wide receivers changes the responsibility. That safety stays tracking the receiver that breaks outside, who becomes that second receiver inside for him. And now you've got guys streaking towards daylight downfield.
Let's go down to Dawn Davenport, who can give us a little more on Shai and how he's feeling. Dawn?
Yeah, guess what? Shai focused on that during this offseason. Told me he was home during quarantine, got a chance to work with his old high school throwing coach, said he worked on fine-tuning footwork and on pulling the trigger, not being afraid to take a chance in the air. Told me, people think I can't throw the ball. I just don't have the opportunity to put the ball in the air with our offense. So he felt coming in, he wanted to prove that he could. There you go.
Well, Donnie's got the college football audience all to himself, December 23rd, midday. I mean, I don't think anyone's really working, are they? We're certainly not. Toussaint on the kick return, takes it by the 25, has a little bit of a convoy, takes it to the 40 in some good field position after the nice return by Wayne Toussaint. So can Aaron Allen get those turnovers, those couple of interceptions, and forget about those?
And we've seen them come in the middle of the field. So this is where you can start to expect getting Smoke Harris out-breaking routes, getting him the ball around the line of scrimmage on those wide receiver screens near the outside. And of course, lean on Israel Tucker. You've got a running game that's working today.
Again, Adrian Hardy was their best receiver. He opted out during that 33-day COVID break for Louisiana Tech, so Smoke's been the guy with Hardy no longer on the roster. So 1st and 10, ball at the 40, you speak him up, that Smoke gets to the outside. Georgia Southern wants a penalty. We got an injured player, Smoke Harris, picked up 13. So that is Walker Hankinson down injured for Louisiana Tech. We'll step aside, be back after this. Carriers New Orleans Bowl. You saw the Georgia Southern sideline passionate about a holding call. Go with Junior, what do you see?
What you see right here, Ephraim Kitchen, number 23, that extra grab right there on the back end. And they're fired up. This is a call that ignited that Louisiana Tech offense to start here. Kitchen, Louisiana Tech transfer, by the way.
So no hold called. Smoke Harris, big play, and Louisiana Tech back again in Georgia Southern territory. Walker Hankinson, by the way, the injured player, able to walk off under his own power. He is in the medical tent. That pass falls incomplete to Tucker, who's had a nice start to his afternoon.
And flirting with the edge right there. That ball looked like it was going straight down the sideline and could have been a lateral in that instance. As we see Walker Hankinson, who's been starting at tackle for the last few games. And when we talked to head coach Skip Holtz, he mentioned this offensive line has not had much continuity all year. And Walker Hankinson, Dakota White, the true freshman on the other side, they'd finally been able to start a few games in a row. Just another blow to a group up front that's had a tough year.
So 2nd and 10, Allen, quick throw. It is caught by Isaiah Graham. Brought down on the play by Kitchen. But I'll tell you what, despite the 2 interceptions for Allen, they're still trusting their quarterback, still throwing the ball, trying to get his confidence back. So 3rd and 2. Georgia Southern showing pressure. The give right up the middle, and Tucker goes right up that gap where Georgia Southern brought the linebackers. It'll be a 1st down, Louisiana Tech.
And they used the snap count to see the pressure, and so now that backside nose on the offensive line, our D linemen are going to crash. So what do? They take them exactly where they want to go. Israel Tucker does a great job seeing that cutback lane and making a big gain.
1st down at the 30, a little miscommunication. Allen catches it and goes incomplete. Tucker was still looking over at the sideline. Was that by design?
That was an intentional play. Now, I don't know if we have time to see the replay of that, but they tried to give the fake of looking over at the sideline, and then you watch the quarterback clap right there. Give the signal for the snap. Try and see if they can catch the defense sleeping. Give Georgia Southern credit. Their defensive backfield was ready.
Give Louisiana Tech credit. They got the dopey play-by-play guy. However, they did not get the Georgia Southern defense as Allen again intercepted. Anthony Wilson picks off Allen, the 3rd interception for the Bulldogs quarterback this afternoon. And you see tying Syracuse for the most takeaways in FBS football this year, and everybody wants their shot at the chain today. What an unbelievable job of this defense, reading the quarterback's eyes, making big plays, and giving the ball back to an offense that's ready to churn more clock. 14-0, Georgia Southern.
The R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, brought to you by R+L Global Logistics, worldwide logistics and supply chain solutions.
The last time Kenneth Dixon capping an extraordinary career at the 2015 New Orleans Bowl, had 215 total yards, 4 touchdowns, and became the NCAA's career leader in touchdowns at 87. Louisiana Tech would go on to defeat Arkansas State 47-28, a part of the 6-game bowl winning streak for Skip Holtz and the Bulldogs. But it's going to be Shai Werts and Georgia Southern at a 1st down game for Werts on 1st down.
That bowl streak now in jeopardy. 3 early turnovers as we're not even 2 minutes into the 2nd quarter by Skip Holtz's Louisiana Tech outfit. And now this is your worst nightmare as a defense in Louisiana Tech that's done so much all day to stymie this offense. You got hit with a big play in the last drive. Now Georgia Southern can do what they do best.
Entire playbook is open for the Eagles. 1st down at the 35. Werts going to give it right up the middle to Jalen White, a freshman running back. The coaches have told us has come on of late out of Alabama. They like the young player.
And he's getting great push from his guys up front right now. Brian Miller Aaron Dowdle, that left side caving in the Louisiana Tech defense as they're content. We've seen some hurry up from this offense now. Slow it down, eat up clock, take away even more possessions for a team that's giving it to you.
And again, it's White. And a good effort out of Jalen White. That'll be just short of the first down, gain of 5. Tackled on the play by Kiwi Rose.
And a lot of plays on schedule right now. 3rd and 1, you're in 2-down territory easily for these guys right now.
Shy Words taking time, pulls it out, keeps it, 1st down, Georgia Southern. Golick Jr., you mentioned it too, when you're this offense, you're able to go down first possession of the game, 10-play drive, touchdown, hit him with the big play. Now you can go right back into your game plan, which is to say clock 3-4 yards at a time and really put this Louisiana Tech defense on its heels.
And you're making them think. You already have your eyes everywhere against this triple option, trying to maintain your responsibilities. But once they hit early passes,
that's going to be Logan Wright. Louisiana Tech defense wants the calls defensively quicker. They were looking over to the sideline as Shy Wirtz snaps the ball.
You saw a frustrated Kiwi Rose right there. Your nose guard not yet set. He gets the tight end coming in and whamming him from the backfield, and they're sneaking right past him. This defensive line, led by Milton Williams, has to start making plays on these dives, hitting them for 4 or 5 yards a pop.
So 2nd and 7, Ward's gonna throw it again, pulls it deep, looks deep, and a good defensive play by Cedric Woods. Intended for Darian Anderson. Woods able to get up and to deflect the pass, bring it up to 3rd and 7.
True freshman with the wherewithal to turn around and make a play on the ball. And you see him kind of warding him off with that other hand. But so often in college football, DBs get in trouble not turning their eyes back, getting pass interference calls. He's making a play on the ball, so he gets a clean sheet.
Would be a big stop for Louisiana Tech if they could get this Georgia Southern offense off the field after the 3rd turnover. They give right up the middle. Logan Wright met immediately by Louisiana Tech's defense, led by number 90, DJ Jackson.
Big DJ Jackson just busting up a double team on that play. It was a great job of everyone rallying to the ball. And I like the call on 3rd down. If you gain yardage, positive yardage on that play across the 50, you're in 4-down territory. But that front 4 responded. Again, now this offense just has to not turn it over.
DJ Jackson, he would qualify for a number 0. 317 pounds, big fella. Anthony back deep to punt. Smoke Harris is going to let that one bounce. And good special teams by Georgia Southern. That is exactly how you draw it up. Down at the 5-yard line.
They're calling a touchback on that. His foot planted in the end zone as he went to bat that ball down. It was great effort, but unfortunately, you're going to watch 6 and blue right here. That foot touches in the end zone before he bats the ball back. And so that ball is going to be coming out now.
If you're Anthony back, you're thinking, I did everything I needed to do to hit my pitching wedge with a little backspin on it.
Ruling on the field as the ball broke the plane of the goal line. Therefore, it is a touchback. 1st down, Louisiana Tech at the 20.
All right, so Louisiana Tech's ball. Now let's take a look at today's clutch delivery brought to you by Chipotle. And it has been the secondary of Georgia Southern. Birdsong, Canteen, and Anthony Wilson having a day. 3 interceptions of Aaron Allen.
Just a great job by everyone reading the eyes of the quarterback, making plays, and stifling otherwise successful drives from La Tech.
And we've seen some success on the ground from Israel Tucker. That Greg Garner on the carry. Garner for a gain of 4. So the quick toss there and the sweep to C.J. Powell, and a good job defensively for Georgia Southern. Dawn, what's the mood like on the sidelines in terms of Aaron Allen and his demeanor?
Yeah, visibly dejected on this sideline, understandably, after 3 picks. Saw fellow redshirt sophomore receiver Smoke Harris come over, put his arm around him, got him smiling for a second. A couple of assistant coaches came over, gave him the pat on the back. I will say a ton of his teammates came over, rallied around him. He shook his head as if to shake it off and headed out.
Dawn, thank you. He's the guy for the rest of the day. Luke Anthony out injured, bringing up a 3rd and 5. Allen sets his feet, can't get away, brought down by C.J. Wright with the sack. Loss of 4, punt Bulldogs. Skip Holtz having to console his quarterback, who's had a rough first half.
Not much he could do on that one. He had C.J. Wright in his lap before anything could really get going, and so you work off the quarterback's mistakes, but that time, no protection for him, no time to get this going.
So Jacob Barnes punting to Caleb Hood. Back to Dawn. All right, we're going to step aside for a minute. Georgia Southern ball 14-0 midway through the second. Love our hard-working crew dressed for the occasion here at the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, Capital One Bowl Mania. Nothing says Santa like a good hat, reindeer antlers, borrowing an ugly sweater from Mike Golick Jr.
The squad raided my closet, and I've never been happier. Stellar, fellas, absolutely stellar.
We appreciate everyone's hard work this time of year, every year, and especially in one of the most trying years we've seen perhaps in sports history. As we are pleased to bring you another college football bowl game. First down, Georgia Southern up 14-0 on Louisiana Tech here midway through the second quarter.
Shai Werts in this offense, trying to get back to some of the basics of the triple option, but give Louisiana Tech a lot of credit. They've decided, all right, we're not just going to sit here in this base 4 down and let you get double teams against us. Starting to move the front now, starting to slant defensive linemen, cloud the picture a little bit for Shai Werts trying to make these decisions operating that triple option attack.
The gain of 4 for Green on first down. That's Darius Lewis, the man in motion. He comes back, looks like he'll be the pitch man, and Lewis off the left side. And a nice play by Shai Werts, the pitch to Lewis, and a first down.
David Blackwell, the defensive coordinator, challenged the secondary to come up make plays. And look at B.J. Williamson, number 4. He bites up in the middle on the quarterback, coming downhill at them, and so now the pitch man's free to go.
So you see, there's no drama in what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball, and they've done it well today. 211 total yards offense, 130 on the ground, and Werts is going to keep it himself. Shai Werts shows some bust, and a touchdown for Georgia Southern. 37-yard score for Werts. And right now, the Eagles are doing what they want to this Louisiana Tech team.
And watch out on the perimeter. They're getting ready. This is just a speed option, so this is one player they're looking at out on the perimeter. And watch him bite up on the pitch man, number 4. Quarterback sees that. He's got daylight. Then Shai Werts gets to put that speed on display, all because they took the conflict player and made him believe that pitch was coming again.
Extra point by Rayner is good. And from a game-time decision to an air guitar on the sidelines, Shai Werts and the Eagles having a day in New Orleans. 21-0 midway through the second quarter. Think Drew Wilson and this offensive line is living on a prayer.
They are built to shred. Look at the big fella get after it.
Just hit your solo slash.
I've been a big proponent, Matt, of the thick 6. Big men intercepting balls for touchdowns. That's a thick 6 string right there if I've ever seen it.
Woo! It's one of the more entertaining sidelines in college football. 21-0 Georgia Southern. here midway through the second. Look, Shai Werts is like, you know what, you guys play the guitar. You opened up a crease for me. I'll let you be the star. Louisiana Tech gets the ball past the 37-yard line. Let's check in studio with Kevin Connors.
And Matt, coming up on the Capital One halftime report, Trevor Matich will join us, share his thoughts on the first half as well. Plus, we'll recap the masterpiece Zach Wilson painted last night in Boca. And Trevor, on that Clemson offense, what is the most underrated aspect of Trevor Lawrence's game? Find out when you join us at the half. Matt, you said it. I can't get enough of that Georgia Southern sideline.
KC, they're great. You know what's not great, though? Rob Lemley producing studio halftime today. And he just did a halftime pop, what we call it in the business, north of 6 minutes. Mike Golick Jr., rule number one for me on the Saturday, I do my halftime pop at under 3. Right up the middle, there's a pop for Louisiana Tech offensively. Tucker on a big gain, tackled by Wilson.
Bad guess by number 34, John Ferguson here, as we've got a late flag coming in. Matt, forget your halftime pops. You could have brought that one loose.
Rolling on the field as the runner reached the line to gain for a first down. After the play, dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense number 64. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
Everyone's thrown off by the halftime pop. Not happening when it should.
Big Joshua Moat getting after it at the end. He was trying to finish the run on that one. This group in the middle has been physical. As we talked about all of the rotation at tackle, we saw Walker Hankinson, their starting right tackle, leave before. This interior three's been getting after people in the run game. That time got it beat too far. That one is endearing to me.
But again, Louisiana Tech, they've been able to move it with Tucker again on the ground. A nice first half out of Tucker. Tackled on the play by Trey Allen. Tucker gain of 9. So 8 carries, 93 yards, and we've seen it, Mike. We've seen Louisiana Tech get deep into Georgia Southern territory only to turn the ball over. Otherwise, they'd be right in this game.
And Georgia Southern is the top rushing defense in the Sun Belt. This is a team that's used to stuffing up runs.
Big hit, but Tucker stays on his feet. Rashad Bird just let him have it, but Tucker able to withstand the hit, spin off, and get the first down.
Matt, I'm a part of the committee involved with the Joe Moore Award, the award that goes to the best offensive line in college football. And one of the things you always talk about is strain, that work to finish. Right now, we're seeing more strain from the Louisiana Tech offensive line than from Georgia Southern's defensive front.
So ball at the 39, and again, they're going to try a steady diet of running. That time it didn't work. Tackled on the play by big 94 C.J. Wright.
And this is where Georgia Southern needs play up front from their big guy, Raymond Johnson, number 0. We talked about him in the beginning of the game, applying pressure on passes, but he's your first team all Sun Belt end. And they said, when we need a big play, we count on Raymond Johnson. They need him to start mucking up some of these runs.
So again in Eagles territory, and again the run, and Georgia Southern all over it. Raymond Johnson cleans it up. It's a Louisiana Tech here, 3 timeouts. Again, playing on Georgia Southern's side of the ball, going into the half. They get the ball to start the second half. This is a big drive for them to get their confidence because they have moved the ball.
That middle 8 in any game, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 minutes of the second half, as we've got a player down right now.
Timeout for injured player.
Those middle 8 minutes, as we see, that's number 62, Abraham Delphin, the right guard for Louisiana Tech. Part of that group that's been mauling up front.
Right, so as they tend to Delphin, we'll tell you the annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues with 5 of the best gifts anyone could ask for. Noon Eastern, ESPN, Pelicans Heat, then over on ABC, Warriors Bucks, followed by the Nets, Celtics, Mavs, Lakers. I mean, look, if you love NBA, Christmas is the gift that keeps on giving. And you see the noon Eastern game. You got the Pelicans and the Heat. Obviously, we're playing in New Orleans. Zion, Pelican star. We wanted to put him up against Smoke Harris, Louisiana Tech star.
Come on, man. Why'd you guys have to do Smoke like that? He's a great player. So what if he's not built like Zion Williamson? How many people are, Matt?
You know, Smoke Harris, I think the name fits the size description.
I mean, that's what you want. You hear those routes, the smoke routes to the wide receivers outside all the time. He fits it perfectly, and that's what they need to get back to.
So Smoke looking to make a big play to get Louisiana Tech on the board. Low snap. Allen able to corral it, rolls to his right, pressured, and just throws it away. You know, we bring up Smoke Harris in comparison to Zion, which isn't fair to anyone, but he loves this building, the Superdome. Last time we saw Smoke, he was playing in a state championship in the Superdome. Look at him go. Game MVP.
Those are the kind of playmaking wheels that made him such a big recruit for Louisiana Tech to score in this process. They love getting the ball in his hands. This team, 15th in FBS when it comes to yards after first contact by their receivers. That's what they do best, and I'm surprised they've wanted to go over the middle so much when they've got such capable playmakers outside.
Louisiana Tech elects to punt it away after not converting on third down. That's Caleb Hood, who had the big touchdown reception, and he's going to take the ball at the 11-yard line. In case you're wondering, I have now started a war with the studio crew.
Good.
And I've been told that the reason that they did the halftime hit so early is because that we are, quote, ball hogs.
Now, I prefer ball control, much like we're seeing from Georgia Southern. My next question is, who is in studio with Kevin Connors right now?
Trevor Matich.
That was my fear. That's a big slab of beef in there, Matt. Normally, I'd say I'm game for anybody, but Trevor's got some nasty to him.
But Georgia Southern certainly, statistically, feeling good about their chances for a victory this afternoon as Logan Wright takes it right up the middle. Gain of 8. Trevor Matich, by the way, one of the most muscular college football brains at the network.
Certified glass eater. You don't want any parts of Trevor Matich in the trenches right now. He would live for what's about to happen right here. So the big danger for Louisiana Tech on defense is just what we talked about, that middle four. Now all of a sudden, Louisiana Tech on their heels trying to play defense against an offense that wants to grind out. 4-minute offense is what Georgia Southern lives in, and they've got a chance for a big-time backbreaker of a drive here.
Yep, still full complement, 3 timeouts. That was enough for the first down, so now 1st and 10 at the 22. Malik Murray, the man in motion, and Wirtz is going to be captain caught immediately. Nice play by the Louisiana Tech defense. Tackled on the play by number 55, Levi Bell.
Great individual effort by Bell, feathering the option right there, trying to muddy up the read for the quarterback. He's the end man. Shai Wirtz is looking at him. He thought he was crashing down. He's able to help track down the quarterback.
So Wirtz, quick throw to the outside, and another nice closing play by the defense, led by Khalil Ladler.
And now you got to start thinking about some of those timeouts. If you're Louisiana Tech, getting down around 2 minutes, you've got them on third down right now. You want to go into a 2-minute drill with as much time as possible.
And again, Bulldogs will start the third quarter with the ball. So I am surprised Skip's not banging at least one of these with 3rd and 8.
Georgia Southern, you imagine you're going to keep it on the ground on this play here, and then you're going to have to bang that timeout right after that with about 1:40 left.
Wirtz to throw, falls incomplete, and best of all worlds for Louisiana Tech. Clock stops, didn't use a timeout, and now they'll get the ball.
And Georgia Southern, I'm sure the coaching point there was, unless you've got a layup, and Shai Wirtz thought he had a layup in the flat right there, tuck it and run it. He throws it there, and now you allow Louisiana Tech to keep all 3 of those timeouts here for a great 2-minute drill set.
So again, despite all of this, we've talked about it in the first half, the miscues for Louisiana Tech. You come down, get some points, and get the ball in a little bit of momentum. You still have a second half to play in this one. So Smoke Harris fair catches it, got a flag on the play. And a decent starting spot for Aaron Allen, Louisiana Tech. The meeting of the minds there to get the play sorted out.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 86. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, Louisiana Tech.
They'll back them up to around the 25-yard line. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, which in and of itself is hard to believe. It will have the New Mexico Bowl with Hawaii in the Mountain West Conference taking on Houston in the American. Game is being played in Frisco, Texas because of coronavirus restrictions, and it should be a good one. 3:30 Eastern, 10 a.m. Hawaiian on ESPN and the ESPN app. Already had a trio of bowl games. Appalachian State, they have now won 6 bowl games in a row. They've defeated North Texas 56-28. Nevada over Tulane 38-27. That famous Idaho Potato Bowl and the Boca Raton Bowl last night. BYU looked good.
Zach Wilson show there. I speak for every Taylor Swift fan when I say it's tis the damn bowl season, guys.
So a quick shot outside to Powell. Did Taylor just release a new album?
Did she ever? Tell me you haven't been on the Evermore train, Matt. Strap in as we get ready for this 2-minute drill. The Evermore of drives.
Is that a surprise to most Swifties?
Big time, and a welcome surprise. We need it this year.
All right, 2nd and 6. Still 3 timeouts. Allen rolls to his right, does a nice job, and it falls incomplete. Intended on the play for number 80, Griffin Hebert. Let's go down to Don Davenport in the offensive line.
Yeah, hey guys, you saw Abraham Delphin had to get both of his ankles retaped. That's a thin line anyway. Walker Hankinson went into the locker room earlier with an upper body injury, questionable to return, and coach told us this has been a revolving door for that line all year long.
Don, thank you. Allen, again, quick throw, and caught by Powell on 3rd and 6, and that's going to be short of the first down, and Georgia Southern still has all 3 of their timeouts.
Georgia Southern takes their
going to use one
timeout
right
of the
there.
half. This is a 30-second timeout.
And Matt, I'm shocked we didn't see more of those plays to start this drive. You saw the rollout there for Aaron Allen early, but these long developing plays are where he's gotten into trouble on this one. You saw him throwing back on that rollout into traffic in that situation, could have been tipped and picked again. When he's had a chance to throw in rhythm, and as they go into the second half, you mentioned they get the ball to start the second half, getting him some rhythm throws early in this offense have to be a priority.
Had a drop there by Hebert, did a nice job of at least creating on that play, but they just haven't been able to take advantage of anything they were doing early in the first quarter, midway through the second. So Georgia Southern, their defense does a nice job, gets Louisiana Tech off the field. And with 2 timeouts left, Chad Lunsford and his team is going to have an opportunity to get some more points.
Chad Lunsford, who challenged himself this year. He's an upbeat guy, and he said it's easy to be upbeat when everything's going well, but when adversity hits, when you've got to deal with the things they have, he said, can I be the one consistently bringing it every day? So far, him and his team have brought it today.
Caleb Hood met immediately by the Louisiana Tech special teams. Lunsford was telling us he's a big John Gordon reader, the author, the energy boss, power of positive leadership, power of positive team. Read a few of those books, did Lunsford. He said, look, I can read it, I can digest it, but can I live it? And when you're dealing with COVID, when you're dealing with injuries, when you're playing 13 games in a season where, candidly, you don't know who's going to be on the field week to week, it's been a great show, not only out of Coach Lunsford, but every coach and player across the country as we celebrate this great sport during bowl season. All right, so Wirtz the early give to Green. And another timeout. So Georgia Southern will be left.
Tech.
Louisiana Tech will take
timeout of the
that.
half.
So they'll have 2
30-second
left.
timeout.
All right, this season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, All-State will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State. You surprised by that play call?
Not overly. I think they're going to stick with what they do. Again, the last thing you want before the half where the other team's going to get the ball is to put it unnecessarily in harm's way, airing it out too much on here. They're going to see if they can break one in this offense, take one shot maybe here on second down to try and get down the field and see if they can get Louisiana Tech to burn the rest of those timeouts.
So a pair of timeouts for each team, and again, that give right up the middle. And it looks as if Georgia Southern's content was sitting on that 21-0 lead.
Takes their second charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
And so Louisiana Tech's got one timeout left here. So you run your third down play, burn that timeout yet, and you're going to get a chance. Again, full field, probably somewhere around, I'd say 50 seconds on the clock to try and drive it with no timeouts. We'll see if Louisiana Tech's willing to put the ball in harm's way, run that 2-minute drill. If they'll kneel on it saying, we're getting the ball in the second half, let's not shoot ourselves in the foot again here while we've got time left on the clock.
How would you assess what we've seen here through the first 2 quarters of play?
I think early on what we've been surprised by is Louisiana Tech being able to get consistent production on the ground game. Israel Tucker has been dynamite for them so far. This O-line's been getting pushed against the best run-stuffing defense in the Sun Belt. It's just been time and time again, the turnovers have undone that against a ball control offense like Georgia Southern.
So 3rd and 5, ball at the 35. Hood the man in motion, and they give right up the middle, and Louisiana Tech's going to hold him short of the first down. That'll bring up a 4th down, and they'll use their final timeout.
Louisiana Tech takes their third and final charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
So Louisiana Tech out of timeouts as we are in the great city of New Orleans, one of the jewels of the South, which is going to get set to host the Clemson-Ohio State rematch. New Year's Day, 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN and the ESPN app. Alabama-Notre Dame moved from the Rose Bowl to AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. But that Clemson-Ohio State game, I think a lot of us are excited because of what we saw in the game last year in the Fiesta Bowl. But we also need to be realistic of the fact that a lot of NFL talent off that Buckeyes team gone playing on Sundays.
Still plenty on that field though, Matt, and we're going to get to see some dynamite quarterback play. Trevor Lawrence, we know he missed a couple of starts due to COVID-19 during this season, but look at that record. What he's meant to this Clemson program, the next in a long line of stud quarterbacks following Tajh Boyd and Deshaun Watson, and Kelly Bryant mixed in there.
What are the New York Jets doing?
Their fans are asking that same question right now. They're looking at this graphic, shook at what they might have lost to Jacksonville with that win. Say that sentence out loud and make it make sense.
If you're Trevor Lawrence, what are you doing? You're like, wait a second. Son, Jacksonville. Plenty to be determined, obviously, in the NFL and the college football playoff. First things first here, Louisiana Tech going to get the ball back. Smoke Harris going to try to make a play. Makes a couple of men miss, and Smoke Harris has a crease down the left sideline. Smoke Harris, one man to beat, and he's brought down at the 20. So with 31 seconds left, no timeouts, Smoke Harris, who is the MVP of the high school state championship right here at the Superdome, returns it for 61 yards.
All he knows how to do is make plays in the Superdome. Makes a couple misses. That's 5 guys that he just olayed at the point of attack. And then when he gets out in the open field, that's when he's at his best. That's what this team's raved about, is when the ball is in his hands, he just has an understanding and a feel in the open field there. And how timely. We can't mention enough. They get the ball to start the second half. This 21-point deficit all of a sudden feels a lot more manageable if you can put the ball in the end zone here now.
He was one Wayne Toussaint block away from popping that for 6, but still, great opportunity for Louisiana Tech to stay in this game. Ball's the 20, no timeouts. They get the ball to start the third quarter. Allen to throw, looks at the end zone, short of the end zone, incomplete, intended for Harris.
And again, you're down close enough now, 26 seconds, short, in rhythm, towards the sideline here. I'd be looking at C.J. Powell, number 0. I'd be looking at Smoke Harris on some of these swings, quick routes, where we've seen Aaron Allen at his best.
Griffin Hebert, the biggest of the receivers at 6'3", would be someone to look for. But you mentioned Powell, Harris, and Toussaint. Those guys 5'9" and shorter. Allen to throw over the middle, incomplete. And Allen is down on the field after taking a low hit to his leg.
Big Raymond Johnson coming off the right side. And you see he's held by the right tackle and pushed low. We know the penalty called going low, but that time he was unfortunately blocked into that. Just a tough situation, but we see Aaron Allen still up.
Yeah, good to see him get up, walk that off. Looked like the left ankle got twisted underneath Johnson, and especially with what this team had to endure with the Luke Anthony injury and how scary that was a couple of weeks ago against TCU. So third down, Allen forced out of the pocket. Here comes the pressure, and what a hit by number 5, Ben Josue. Josue came shot out of a cannon.
And you look down the field, where's the ball gonna go? You see the 2 deep shell, you see everybody blanketing in coverage. And then Josue comes in here. And in this area where you're hoping to try and come away with points, even a field goal, Aaron Allen's gotta know, throw that ball away. You're outside of the pocket, you can get it past the line of scrimmage so it's not grounding in that spot. Every yard matters, as now they're backed up for a 45-yard attempt.
So 45-yard attempt for Jacob Barnes to get Louisiana Tech on the board, and the Lou Groza semifinalist is true. There is a flag on the play.
There is no foul for an illegal formation. The field goal is good.
All right, so Barnes' field goal stands. Louisiana Tech able to get 3 on the board before we go to the half.
And crucial to come away with points there after an incredible play by Smoke Harris, who's now got to rally this team. This coaching staff talked about Milton Williams was the guy that rallied this team against UAB on the sidelines, was able to fire them up here. You need those leaders to step up for you again in this halftime locker room. Still a lot of time left, and that bowl winning streak on the line for Louisiana Tech.
So 3 turnovers for the Bulldogs, all in Georgia Southern territory, has been the difference in this first half. On the other side, remember, we came into this broadcast saying Shai Werts, the all-everything quarterback for the Eagles, was a game-time decision. He stepped up 83 yards and a touchdown throwing, and running the ball 59 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a fair catch for Georgia Southern. 9 seconds left, 2 timeouts. I'd be surprised if they did anything but just bang a knee and get to the half.
For Georgia Southern, exactly how you draw it up this half, too. Your defense gives your offense extra possessions for a group that already wants to churn clock, and then Shai Werts able to go over the top. You hit one of the big plays that you really want, play-action passing in a triple option offense, a great way to keep that secondary honest as they start sniffing around the line of scrimmage.
Couple things I watch for during a game is play disparity. Georgia Southern 39-34, so the ball plays aren't that much different. We're just talking about a few turnovers that have been the difference in this first half. As we get set to go to the half with Georgia Southern out of the Sun Belt up 21-3 on Louisiana Tech out of Conference USA. Remember, the Bulldogs get the ball in the second half, and they've got a 6-game bowl winning streak on the line. 21-3, Georgia Southern. Time for the halftime report. Let's get smarter with Kevin Connors and Trevor Matich.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome back. R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl is a part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Matt Berry, Mike Golick Jr., Don Davenport on the call. All Georgia Southern in the first half, up 21-3, 13th game of the season, third straight bowl game for Chad Lunsford, trying to snap Louisiana Tech's 6-game bowl winning streak. First half, pretty one-sided. 3 turnovers for the Bulldogs, the difference.
And that was the difference, Matt. I think when you look at this one, rushing yards almost up near 100 in the first half for Louisiana Tech is an outlier. And that kind of evenness to their offensive attack so far has been undermined by what you see there. Inability on third downs to convert and turning the ball over in critical situations.
It looked some big plays for Georgia Southern. A big one to Caleb Hood was the big touchdown for the Eagles. Aaron Allen struggled, his team trying to keep him in it. Just 7 of 19, 41 yards, and 3 interceptions. Again, Louisiana Tech typically runs a 2-quarterback system, but the other quarterback, Luke Anthony, is out with a broken leg. So it will be Allen and the Bulldogs to receive the second half kick. Alex Rayner to kick. And Isaiah Graham deep to receive for Louisiana Tech. Let's go down to Don Davenport.
Guys, to talk to Skip Holtz, obviously he told his team you got to stop turning the ball over. He said Aaron Allen has made such good decisions for them all year long, and he felt like he was forcing the ball in that first half. Happy with what they're doing, obviously, on the ground in their run game, but he said they've got to make better decisions in throwing the ball. Now, on the other side, head coach Chad Lunsford said that's a really good La Tech red zone offense, and he said the key for them, clean eyes. His defense did a great job there. Of course, though, guys, I know you're not surprised. In true coach style, he pointed out we shouldn't have given up 3 before the half.
That's peak coach right there. Don, thank you. You mentioned a rushing game and a running game for Louisiana Tech. They averaged about 97 yards per game, 94 in the first half. Well on pace for that average as Smoke Harris tackled in the backfield for a loss by Reed Dedman.
Chad Lunsford knows as much as anybody the importance of those situational wins for his football team. And so now in the second half, I'm sure he wants to see this defensive front that's done such a great job stopping the run all year stymie that aspect for Louisiana Tech. And for La Tech on the other side, you've got to find a way to keep getting the ball to 5.
So loss of 5 on there. And you mentioned Smoke Harris, number 5. He does get the ball, second consecutive play, knocked out of bounds.
We saw these rhythm throws for Aaron Allen were where he had success in the first half. So this drive, come out, establish that. You're in a great third and manageable situation here where you can keep him on pace.
It's about confidence at this point. You have a rough first half like that, 3 interceptions, you're probably not feeling good about yourself. High percentage throws, get some yards, bring it up now at 3rd and 8. Tucker in motion, empty backfield. Allen, plenty of time, can't find anyone, pressured and brought down by Raymond Johnson as he throws the ball incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and a 3-and-out for the Georgia Southern defense.
3-man rush right here, nothing but time, just unable to find a window, and then eventually Raymond Johnson's going to find a way to get home. Outside of the pocket there, gets the ball thrown away, and they live to kick. But this coaching staff, Skip Holtz and them talked about for Austin Allen, he's only a redshirt sophomore. He didn't get the benefit of a full offseason, spring football, all the things that would help his development.
Caleb Hood does not fair catch that, met immediately by the Louisiana Tech special teams. Marquelius Turner on a nice tackle, but the story coming in, Shai Werts, 5th-year senior quarterback, it was a game-time decision with a shoulder injury, and we got an indication right away that he was going to be okay to play.
Early passing offense, the big shot over the top to Caleb Hood, and executing this triple offense to perfection. 2 rushing touchdowns on the day for a quarterback making his 46th career start. The Sun Belt's all-time rushing leader at the quarterback position in his element.
142 yards, total offense accounted for, 3 touchdowns. As Werts in the offense right out of the gate to give to Logan Wright off the left side.
And for Louisiana Tech on defense, the things that started working for you towards the end of the first half, moving the defensive line, slanting these guys around, giving Milton Williams, your stud up front, Keevy Rose, these defensive linemen, some ability to move and cloud the picture for Shai Werts.
Werts injured himself in the Army game, re-aggravated it against Georgia State, haven't seen him since. Right again to carry, bringing up a 3rd and short.
This was something we also saw as a problem, the call not getting in fast enough on defense. Half the line for La Tech not set at that point. Now you see the defensive tackles down on a knee, gonna get ready, not gonna be caught off guard in this situation now.
3rd and 2. And that's gonna be Wright moving the chains for a first down for Georgia Southern. 277 total yards offense. 193 of it on the ground, 83 throwing, but that's not what they do. They do it when they can, and they don't need to do it. Up 21-3, you have to wonder now how aggressive this play calling is going to get in the second half.
And you can lean on a guy like Logan Wright. Everyone lauded him for the leadership he brings to this team. Had a broken neck last year, a cervical fracture in 2019, and now back leading the charge for this backfield.
He's been some of the players with his story, with the broken neck, and you had mentioned everything that he had been through. His teammates and coaching staff will tell you, Logan Wright has been that calming presence in this locker room through all of this adversity. Because if anybody knows about adversity, it's Logan Wright and a couple of his other teammates, Drew Wilson, Brian Miller. They've all battled life adversity. To have a guy like Logan Wright leading the locker room has been a big thing. As Shai Werts tried to climb up and brought down for a sack. And that is B.J. Williamson.
And you had the double edge pressure coming here off that run fake, and both meeting at the quarterback. Shai just lucky to step up and avoid the big time hit on that play.
Loss of 4, bringing up 3rd and 13. Werts is going to keep it himself. Not a designed run, but had an opportunity, found the crease, and he'll go down at the 50, well short of the first down.
Louisiana Tech's defense continuing to do its job today, continuing to force these opportunities for its offense. And so far, they've not been able to, outside of a shortened field after that punt return in the first half, been able to capitalize on as a frustrated Shai Werts goes over to the sideline for Georgia Southern.
Love how Shai went to one of the play callers. He's like, we could have gone for it. He was making his case, but quarterback's not going to win that one. Anthony Beck at a punt. Smoke Harris saw a big punt return out of him to end the first half. He's going to let that one bounce, and that one is going to be perfect. Saw one go into the end zone in the first half, and look at Beck. He's like, that one's going to check and stick. No one's going to ruin my punting statistics. 21-3, Georgia Southern starting the third.
Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Notre Dame. The College Football Playoff Semifinals, New Year's Day on ESPN.
Matt Berry, Mike Golick Jr., Don Davenport back with you. R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Louisiana Tech pinned deep after a great punt from Anthony Beck. And you see Hankinson there, right tackle. Saw him leave earlier in the game. They're moving him over to left tackle with the injury now. We've been told Dakota White out for the game.
Got the club on his left hand now. Tough sledding for an O-line that's already dealt with so much injury.
Allen lined up out of the back of his own end zone. It's been a nice diet of Israel Tucker, who goes over 100 yards for the day.
And this is such a tough one, Matt, going over now. He's switching sides in the middle of the game, which already you're resetting all your footwork in a different direction. But now that stab hand on the outside, you have no ability to grab and get cloth on that hand. Control going to be such an issue at that tough spot now.
So for those listening, you may or may not know, Mike Golick Jr. played offensive line at Notre Dame. Have you ever had to play with the club?
Never had to play with the club, and so that's a big adjustment that I have not had to make, but switching sides in the middle of the game as they pick up a big-time 3rd and 1 deep in their own territory, that's a major adjustment. People look and see guys in the NFL make that switch from right to left and make it look easy. Zach Martin plays left tackle in college, goes to right guard, and he's a future Hall of Famer in the pros. That's a difficult switch that he's making mid-game with the inability to use one of his hands actively.
And his left hand at that. So we'll see how that plays out with Dakota White out and Hankinson moving over to left tackle. As you mentioned, a first down for Louisiana Tech. And again, they give to Tucker. Tackle on the play by Randy Wade. Tucker slow to get up, and
the cleats locked there.
That's Hankinson again. The old cleat lock.
Got rolled up there. Looked like the cleat was stuck in the other cleat there with the running back. But it's amazing for all the rotation that we've talked about. Your right tackle has to go over to left. Your starting left tackle's out. Those two are both freshmen, a true freshman and a redshirt freshman. The interior of this offensive line has managed to create some nice seams for this running game.
So 2nd and 10. Allen the fake, rolls out, met immediately after getting it to Jacob Adams. And that is Trey Allen, an injured player for Louisiana Tech. It's a loss of 2. As the ball carrier, the ball receiver, Adams, comes off the field under his own power. Skip Holtz told us, look, through all the games that we've done this year, Mike, and we talk with these coaches via Zoom, as does every booth crew here at ESPN and pretty much around the country who's doing college football. And you talk to these coaches of how much depth that they didn't think would need to be challenged this year because of the COVID-19 challenge. 3rd and 12. Allen sets his feet, falls incomplete. That intended for Isaiah Graham, and Hankinson he's having a tough day of it.
Defensive line stunting for Georgia Southern up front. C.J. Wright gets another big hit on the quarterback and blows it right into the back of the legs of Walker Hankinson. Just a tough series for them physically there. They seem very beat up on front. And that depth, you're right, being tested in that spot. Depth and continuity, Matt. When you're constantly rotating guys through there that are having to learn on the fly, you don't get all the benefit of knowing where your buddy is going to be next to you.
So Caleb Hood fair catches it, and that's where Georgia Southern will start. They'll start in Bulldogs territory. 47-yard line, 21-3, midway through the 3rd.
The Arundel Carriers New Orleans Bowl, brought to you by Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club, luxury living in Central Florida.
How about it? 20th anniversary of the New Orleans Bowl. Inaugural game, Colorado State defeated North Texas. A blocked punt put the game away for Colorado State.
Say they know a thing or two about big-time block punts down here.
Yeah, they do. Got the statue out front. That remarkable year for the New Orleans Saints when they went on to win the Super Bowl. They looked the part this year as well. Drew Brees back and healthy. Caleb Hood, the man in motion. Shy Word fake pitch to Hood. Does a nice job getting outside for a gain of 8 on 1st down. Check that gain of 9. Colorado State, Bradley Van Pelt back in the day, didn't he have the long flowing locks?
You really have to bring up long hair around me, Matt? It feels kind of cruel.
Oh, you chose to shave it. It's on you. You can grow it out, what you have left. 2nd and short. Shy, play fake, looks deep, has Hood, and it falls incomplete.
Great opportunity for a shot there. That time, B.J. Williamson. The great defensive back all over it for Louisiana Tech here. But the perfect shot, you've got 3rd and 1 in your own end of the field here. Or excuse me, the opponent end of the field here. 4-down territory for the triple option
2nd and 1, playbook's open.
Easy money.
It's even open for a triple option team. That's just Shy Wertz's 10th pass attempt. He's going to play fake it, roll out to his right, has pressure, lobs it over the middle, and a man wide open. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. What a play, Sean Pelkison, the freshman, and they marked Pelkison short. It's going to be 1st and goal, Georgia Southern.
What a play by Wirtz. Shades of Ian Book getting the ball in the hands of his tight end. And then we see right here, knee down. Looks like it is just short of the end zone there as you're looking for that ball to break the plane.
The freshman's going to watch that film back as Shai Wirtz gets in for the touchdown to clean it up. Pelkison's going to watch that back and say, you know what? I had an opportunity to score in a bowl game. I came up short, and Shai Wirtz, the 5th-year senior, makes it 27-3, Georgia Southern.
You see that smile going over to the sideline, but it's a lot easier to take that ribbing when you've set your team up for that score right there. Shai Wirtz certainly knows how to finish that off. An impressive job working outside of the pocket in that passing game by Shai.
35 career rushing touchdowns for Wirtz. That's the career leader for Georgia Southern. Pelkison set it up with the big play. Wirtz cleans it up. And it is all Sunbelt. 28-3. Shai Wirtz, Georgia Southern in control. (28-3) Georgia Southern over Louisiana Tech. Boy, do I love the city of New Orleans. The great host of the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Going to host a playoff game coming up in a couple of weeks. Shai Wirtz has been really effective this afternoon. 120 yards throwing, 64 rushing, 3 touchdowns. He would earn a helmet sticker on College Football Final. Looks as if for Louisiana Tech, after the kick, that we are going to have a quarterback change. Is Alex Rayner set to kick. Toussaint receives at the 20-yard line. Stutter steps his way just shy of the 35 rather. And it's going to be J.D. Head coming in for Aaron Allen, who went into the medical tent, the freshman.
True freshman stepping in this situation. Certainly hope Allen's all right, but it had been a rough, uneven day for this passing offense so far. And so now everyone else has to tighten the string a little bit, pull a little bit harder. That offensive line is going to be leaned on in this run game in early downs and try and only create really open, obvious, easy passing situations for the freshmen in this first drive.
Again, Luke Anthony was part of the quarterback situation at Louisiana Tech. Left injured against TCU, broken leg, so now they're down to J.D. Head, the freshman out of Pearland, Texas. He's going to sling it on first down, and it's incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Graham.
And you're going to see this defense now for Georgia Southern pin its ears back a little bit. Everyone can break on the ball because you're expecting it to be short, easy, intermediate. They're going to be downhill in this defensive line. Going to be chomping at the bit to get after the freshman.
Another opportunity for Coach Holt. Talked about depth throughout this season, throughout this game, and he's going to get to see what he has in the future at quarterback as he hands it off. Tucker's had a nice game. Gain of 7. Now 117 yards on 16 carries for Tucker.
Tucker at a career high 37 carries for 161 yards against North Texas. The only 100-yard rushing performance this team had this season in that game. So building off of that momentum.
So 3rd and 2 for the freshman. J.D. Head in for the first time today. Quick throw outside and a good catch by Graham. That'll move the chains for Louisiana Tech.
First play out was a pass, so confident in what they've seen from the arm. But again, this group we talked about, Walker Hankinson's out there moving from right tackle to left tackle with the club, and you saw him blocking up their best defensive lineman, giving their freshman quarterback time to operate.
It's good experience for a young player. Probably didn't expect to play much, if at all, today, but Head getting some snaps Any coach in America will tell you next man up, and it is head now, 1st and 10. Pressured and brought down. Number 44, Justin Ellis, gets the sack and a loss of 13.
And Justin Ellis is going to vacate. This is a play-action pass where they pull the backside guard, and Ellis just goes right through that gap. You've got your center, Cody Russi, trying to block back on a guy coming in from the outside. Schematically, a disadvantage there, and Head not able to get away from Justin Ellis.
So 2nd and 22. Ball back at the 32-yard line. Head gonna throw again. Quick side, quick look. Caught by Kyle Maxwell. Brought down in the play by Rashad Byrd.
Got to imagine we're seeing screen or draw coming here, something to get the ball out of his hands quick against this rush. And just make sure, again, you don't give the ball back to your defense in too bad of a spot with all the turnovers they've had to work through.
Head gonna look downfield, and he's intercepted. 2nd interception of the day for Justin Birdsong. The chain's coming out, the turnovers continue, and what a performance out of this Georgia Southern defense. Now the 4th turnover of Louisiana Tech.
And this is a freshman moment. His eyes never came off it right here. You're going to watch two immediately, looks towards the right, and so Justin Birdsong sees it coming the whole way, is able to break down that ball high, but it was covered every step of the way. You saw Bird jumping up in the window. You saw Darrell Baker coming from the outside all over the receiver. And now we see the chain back again. Everyone, Birdsong, his 2nd look at the chain today.
Birdsong, if he remains with the 2 interceptions, he should keep it for the offseason.
Ooh, I like that rule.
Thank you.
Chain rights.
See if we can get Don Davenport to convey that to the staff down there on the sidelines. Shai Wertz, the ball carrier. They're going to get him for a face mask or get someone for a face mask on Wertz.
Face mask, defense number 95. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Jared Wilson, the guilty party, or Jared Wilbon, beg your pardon. You know, with everything going on this year, you can't really experience New Orleans like you typically would for the New Orleans Bowl, but this defense is going to do what they can to throw their own party on the sideline.
You got to bring your own juice. This team talks about, Coach Lunsford preaches, there are 4 phases: offense, defense, special teams, and the sideline. And in a year where there aren't big crowds, there isn't that natural energy, that helps.
Right up the middle, Jalen White. Probably a good thing that chain doesn't end up as beads on Bourbon Street. Dawn, what do you have?
Hey, pandemic or not, that's always been the standard for Georgia Southern football, by the way, that juice on the sideline. They're so much fun to watch. I feel like I'm in the middle of a party over here. They used to have what they called a party at the 40 where everyone gathered there, cheered for a kickoff return. Obviously, can't do that anymore, but hasn't stopped the Eagles from bringing the juice. Rashad Byrd told me that they can feel the effect that energy has on their opponent. You can see it in the opposing sideline when they're juiced on their side.
Georgia Southern's football story is just remarkable. Up to the FBS in 2014. Lunsford trying to continue to build this thing. Actually won the Sun Belt in that first year in 2014. They were in that transition period. Couldn't play in a bowl game. But 6 FBS seasons, having a lot of fun, building a program as Shai Wertz is going to take it to the outside. And you love to see it, because we had talked about it, and we've seen it throughout college football. There are teams that have decided to opt out of playing in bowl games. And for what they've been through, no one's out there blaming them. But Coach Lunsford and Skip Holtz, the same, went out of their way to say, our guys said, we want to play this game.
And it's a different year in that they're treating it more like an extension of this season. Usually the bowl is a springboard into the upcoming season. It's a chance to get a look at your young players going into next year. 15 bowl practices. Because of the quick timing and the turnaround this year and the nature of this season, this really becomes a cap and in this case, a celebration of what they've built here this season. A lot different tenor when we talk to both these coaches about the long view of this bowl game relative to what they're getting ready for next season.
And if you look now relative to where they ended this season, December 12th against Appalachian State was Georgia Southern. Not much bowl downtime in between. You just keep on playing, where some of these schools who perhaps maybe had to wait a little longer probably didn't want to go through the protocol. But again, good to see these players out here as the give right up the middle again to Jalen White. Good to see them get out there, be able to play another game. Game 13 for Georgia Southern. And for Louisiana Tech, who didn't play for 33 days, love seeing them able to play as well.
Able to string a couple together, because remember, for them down the stretch of the season, not able to play for 33 days. Then you get North Texas. TCU was an added game at the end of their schedule, and now into this. So finally getting some continuity for that program, who now is facing the prospect of losing out on that 6-game bowl winning streak that they were trying to get to 7.
So first and goal for the Eagles, up 28-3. 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Wirtz, keep it, held short. And that should do it for the third quarter here at the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. It is all Georgia Southern. Shai Wirtz, a game-time decision, has been brilliant, and it has been all fun for the Eagles. Can't go to Bourbon Street? We'll bring Bourbon Street inside. Beads and chains, and wins on the way for the Sun Belt as we go to the fourth quarter. And Mike Golick Jr.'s big fella playing a little guitar as we go to break. How do you like your college football? Coming up 7 Eastern right after us, or after Sports Center, Memphis, Florida Atlantic, 7 p.m. ESPN and the ESPN app. That's today. Tomorrow, the New Mexico Bowl, Hawaii taking on Houston, 3:30 Eastern. That game will be played in Frisco because of COVID. Todd Graham in his first year at Hawaii, right up the middle, second and goal, Jalen White. Louisiana Tech says the ball came loose.
The field is that forward progress was stopped prior to the ball coming loose. It is third down.
And so Jalen White, forward progress stopped, therefore no fumble. So says the official, bringing up third and goal.
You see him at the end of this play, driving through, tries to extend for the goal line. Lucky to hang on to it.
Shai Wirtz already 3 touchdowns on the afternoon. And he's going to look to throw it, can't find anyone. And he's just going to take the sack. Good effort out of Tyler Grubbs, who brings down Wirtz.
And he's got to have a frustrated Emil Smith on the outside, number 85. When Shai breaks contain out of the pocket here, he's got Smith coming in that orbit motion towards the right. He gets here, he's open in the flat, but Shai just not willing to cut it loose there. Eats the sack. They're still going to get 3, but they're going to look back at that possession and I think be a little frustrated with the opportunity missed.
So Rayner on for the field goal to extend the lead to 31-23. 24-yard attempt, 25-yard attempt rather. Rayner, the kick is up and good. So if you're the Georgia Southern defense, a very opportunistic unit at that, came into this game 22 takeaways, have added 4 more today.
The story of the early portion of the game, anytime they got in between the hashes with throws, this Georgia Southern defense was ready and ball hawking here. Aaron Allen, we saw picked off in the first half. The freshman J.D. Head gets in to try and spell him after the starter went in the injury tent. But it's been the same story all day. The back end of this defense with eyes on these quarterbacks and making them pay.
Justin Birdsong, 2 interceptions. The talented freshman Derek Canteen, who has 6 now, tied for the FBS lead. And Anthony Williams, all an interception on the afternoon. 26 turnovers. That is most in FBS.
You go back to 2018, they have the best turnover margin in the country. Coming into this game, they were plus 35. Just a great advantage for a team based in the triple option.
Just going to say, if you can turn the ball over and run the triple option, that's a success and a recipe for a number of victories.
We've seen all day, by the way, the respect for the return game of Louisiana Tech. All of these mortar sky kicks, getting them to the upbacks here, trying to mitigate some of what we saw on that punt return from Smoke Harris.
That's where J.D. Head will take over, 36-yard line. True freshman coming in relief of Aaron Allen, who struggled throughout the afternoon, just 10 of 24, 41 yards and 3 interceptions. So Skip Holtz will get to look at his quarterback future with the young J.D. Head at a Pearland, Texas, second possession for him. And Israel Tucker's been a busy man this afternoon. Tackled on the play by Ben Josue. Bowl games, you would mention, extra practices. Some coaches will send the seniors home and let the young guys work in bowl practice. We just don't have that this year. So a lot of these bowl games, some coaches are going to get a look at depth going into spring and 2021, Head being one of them. Caught outside Wayne Toussaint.
You're right, it's a very different season when it comes to that. We used to call them young guy scrimmages. You would just sit on the sideline, towel on your back, and watch these guys go out and physically exert themselves. But we've talked to both of these staff. It's been difficult to even consistently put pads on these guys, knowing the wear and tear they've gone through and all the strict protocol this season.
We just came through the latest recruiting cycle and early signing day, and even the coaches then were saying, you've got to evaluate guys on film and on Zoom as the Georgia Southern defense there to corral Tucker on 3rd and 3, bringing up a 4th down.
About the celebration from Gavin Adcock. Your 5'11", 275-pound nose guard. Not how you would build it in the lab, but he is always active. Matt, when they get him on the move in situations like that, low man wins in football. And Gavin Adcock reminding you why they're forcing the punt.
Yeah, coaching staffs aren't sitting around the table and saying, you know what, our nose guard needs to be 5'11", 275.
But you know what? Again, when you go around and get active like that, he's been a huge part of this defense.
So Jacob Barnes to punt, Caleb Hood the fair catch. And Gavin Adcock perhaps a candidate. I mean, the mullet is just absolutely perfect. What a legend. Football playoff semifinals. One of them will be held here in the great city of New Orleans. Clemson and Ohio State, the All-State Sugar Bowl, 8 p.m. Eastern New Year's Day. Earlier game, Alabama, Notre Dame, AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. Winners will play for the championship on Monday, January 11th. Gavin Adcock continues to be Mike Golick Jr.'s favorite new player.
I got to tell you, majestic. We said maybe he's not the perfect design for a nose guard you'd want. That is the mullet you create in the lab. Well done, son.
That's the kind of mullet where you and your buddies are sitting around at the apartment and he's like, bros, grab the clippers, scissors, and a bowl. Make things happen.
Chet, I need some help. I've got ideas, and you're going to help me execute. I've got a national TV audience getting ready for the holidays, and I want to show off to the world the glory of this mullet. Somewhere Ryan McGee and Marty Smith are proud coming off the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
What do you think he puts in that? Perk Plus?
Diesel.
Give it some extra shine. Good defensive play there. Matt LaRoche, the speedster, then immediately by 56, Michael Clark.
And the challenge now, you're up 31-3. Obviously, Georgia Southern feels like they've got this one in hand, but you've got to go out here and execute as an offense here. These are game situations. Again, we talk about what you're building on going into next season from this bowl game. It's the ability to execute in a situation like this as you try and grind clock, put yourself in 4-minute mode at the end of the game.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 now for Wirtz in the Georgia Southern offense. Amassed 357 total yards. Quick swing outside. And LaRoche lowers his shoulder, gets a good reaction out of the Georgia Southern sideline. However, going to be held short of the first down.
And this is one of those situations that doesn't count, but it matters, especially that sideline right there. Lowering the shoulder, finishing a run, just continuing to establish a physical presence if you're Georgia Southern in this game.
Yeah, 2021 now becomes the focal point for a lot of teams and a lot of programs. I had mentioned before we had gone to break about this recruiting cycle where coaches were having to recruit via Zoom, high school game film, and no in-person talks and sitting across from a young man, getting to know who he is, what he is, meeting the parents. It's a completely different start to finish of anything we've ever seen in college football history. So 31-3, Georgia Southern here at the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl.
The R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, brought to you by R+L Business Critical, providing guaranteed and expedited shipping solutions.
Looking at the college football playoff games that have taken place in the iconic Superdome, including last year LSU having their way with Clemson in the national championship. They had the good fortune to be in a couple of those working for ESPN. And I'll tell you what, Mike Golic Jr., there isn't a more electric atmosphere than the Superdome on a game day. It is absolutely incredible.
Seeing that place rocking, especially for a game like last year where you had the hometown team and LSU in that stadium. What great energy, college, pro, whoever's in the Superdome is bringing it.
I don't know what it is about the decibel level. As you see Santa there, we caught a clip of Santa earlier with a cold one in his hand. He apparently put that down. 1st and 10 for Louisiana Tech and their true freshman, J.D. Head. I don't know what it is about the acoustics in that building. And I've been to a lot of stadiums around the country. It holds as one of the loudest places I've ever been. Look at Santa.
It's been a long year at the North Pole too, Matt.
Run off the left side, but it truly is one of the great gems in sports, be it for the New Orleans Saints or in college football.
Well, and we heard Skip Holtz talking about this relative to Louisiana Tech. We mentioned Smoke Harris was the MVP of this state championship game in this building. C.J. Powell, their wide receiver, as Smoke Harris catches the first down right there for La Tech. C.J. Powell was another guy, played quarterback in high school, state championship MVP in this building. Coming and getting to be a local guy playing in this is the goal around Louisiana, especially around New Orleans.
For injured player.
Looks like 15, Quinn Williams, the injured player. So while they tend to him, we'll step aside. 31-3.
Timeout on the field.
Georgia Southern. Progressive Bowl Challenge Cup will be awarded to the conference that is the highest winning percentage in the postseason. Right now, not much math to do. Mountain West up 1-0. The Sun Belt look to make it 2-0 with a win today over Louisiana Tech.
More like Mountain West. How about that?
I see what you did there.
Mountain West, the Fun Belt, party in the Conference USA. I can keep going.
There's J.D. Head. It's going to be a double pass downfield, in and out of the hands of Taj McGee. C.J. Powell put it on his numbers.
We just mentioned C.J. Powell, a high school quarterback, was the MVP of their state championship game in this dome. Putting that arm back on display here and hits him right in the hands. Just a brutal one for Taj McGee right there. A great play, still fighting down here, and a very dejected C.J. Powell.
See, now it's a bowl game. Typically in bowl games, you see ball plays that were drawn up in camp that you didn't get. Throw those out there, have a little fun. 2nd and 10. Head absolutely takes a shot. Big C.J. Wright.
How about Jordan Mitchell coming from the outside, too, to finish this one off? C.J. Wright up the middle, Jordan Wright from the outside, and a little assist on the hit right there.
You can hear the nat sound, if you want a TV term, the natural sound without many fans.
And a great job keeping his head up, keeping the crown of his helmet out of there. He saw what happened earlier. Did not want to flirt with any targeting.
C.J. Wright's had himself a nice afternoon, as has this defense overall, yielding just 171 total yards, 4 turnovers, 3 points, had 3rd and 12 over the middle, intended for Smoke Harris. It's going to fall incomplete and bring it up a 4th down.
Great job running and covering. The linebacker sprinting with him, Trey Allen, but they had that every which way as the freshman just trying to manufacture some semblance of offense here.
Louisiana Tech still going to bring out the punting unit. It's Brady Farlow now on the punt. Caleb Hood deep to receive. An opportunity now for some players to get in and play as Hood's going to let that go over his head. That's going to get into the end zone for a touchback, but what a great effort by Brady Farlow. So Georgia Southern with the ball. I mentioned earlier their 6th FBS season, and what a great build they have done. 6 national championships, dominant in the FCS ranks, and then in 2014, Sun Belt champion, first FBS season, 4th bowl game appearance in 6 years, 2-1 bowl record. But I tell you what, when you look at the growth of a program, and to be able to say, here you are, year 6, Lunsford trying to build something, you know, very rarely do we see nowadays get the opportunity to see the ascent and the birth of a program in the FBS level and watch them build this. This is a pretty special story.
The first time we had them this season is we get a great run up the gut on that play by Logan Wright. First time we had them against South Alabama this season, Coach Lunsford comes into our Zoom conversation and says Georgia Southern's an epic story overall. What they've managed to work through so far and to get to this point and having a unique identity. We're seeing it elsewhere in the Sun Belt with what's gone on with Coastal Carolina, Jamie Chadwell and that bunch, the mark they've made this year with a unique offense and running something like the triple option where there's so much noise in college football differentiates you, makes you a place that you can sell to recruits the way they are for these Georgia Southern players.
That was a gain of 6 by Gerald Green, breaking up 7 and 4, and it's Green again off the left side. And the Sun Belt, for their part, Louisiana, another great story. Appalachian State, another great story. This conference has done a remarkable job of taking advantage of the opportunities they've had in a national setting and really put their brand of football out to those of us who love the sport. And I don't think you're going to find anyone to argue that Coastal Carolina is the darling of this season.
Any place, anytime, anywhere. I mean, that game against BYU was the most exciting football game you'll see all year, taken on a moment's notice. We get a flag here as Georgia Southern rushed up to the line.
It's a whistle there.
Full start. Offense, number 28. Never got set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
And when you're one of those conferences, you've built a couple things. There's going to be changes throughout the country in coaching. We thought maybe this was going to be a slow coaching cycle. It is not. Arkansas State, because we keep it Sun Belt, hiring Butch Jones, their coach, departed for Utah State. Blake Anderson, you see him down there at the bottom. But look at the SEC openings. You got Auburn was open, filled by Brian Harsin. And I think a lot of people were surprised by that move. It was the most un-Auburn hire I've seen. But coaches, we've seen, you know, Brian Harsin, he was in the Sun Belt, then went to Boise State, now at Auburn. Gus Malzahn started in the Sun Belt, then the head coach at Auburn. I mean, this is a place. Eli Drinkwitz, he's now at Missouri. I mean, there are coaches who begin their career in this conference in the Sun Belt and branch off into different Power Fives.
And as you pointed out, we weren't sure what the coaching cycle was going to look like this year, but the beginning of the season where you had the Big Ten and the Pac-12 that still hadn't come back yet to play, we called a lot of Thursday night Sun Belt games where everyone's searching for football to watch, and this conference gave people a lot of compelling action. And I think built really well and showed really well for themselves on those opportunities. Everyone was aware of the Sun Belt, but again, in a unique year, there were going to be opportunities like that. And I think this conference is certainly one. 3 big-time wins on the opening weekend over the Big 12 that we remember.
And when I look at these depth charts and these rosters from players in the Sun Belt, I mean, they're getting them from places like South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. A lot of these players come to the Sun Belt, chip on their shoulder, overlooked by the Power 5, and they've had an opportunity, to your point this year, taking advantage of that Thursday night national audience. They've done a remarkable job. So 3rd and 3, the give to Green, and Green is going to take it up the middle. Gerald Green brought down at the 5-yard line by Khalil Ladler. 34-yard gain for Green.
Watch the left side of this line. Aaron Dowdle getting a little help from his friends right there. Flat back the defensive lineman. And then Green, nothing but daylight there. A great run, great execution by this team down the stretch.
56-yard gain for Green. He had his eye on the end zone. Came up just short. 14 rushes, 103 yards, most of it on that play. Big game for him. Shai Werts. Now 1st and goal. The give to Green. Now inside the 5. Fans of Georgia Southern, you're going to want to stick around the ESPN app for the Capital One post game immediately following the game. We will say goodbye here on television, and then on the ESPN app, you'll be able to watch the post-game ceremony, trophy celebration. The great Don Davenport will be handling that portion of the broadcast on the ESPN app as Green is going to get in and finish what he started for Georgia Southern. Touchdown Eagles.
We talked about it earlier. Down the stretch of this game, big margin, but for the offense, that was a drive where you were on the sideline said, that's about us. That's us going out here and playing and executing the brand of football that Chad Lunsford and this offense have drilled into you since way back in training camp.
Game 13 of the season, and I don't know that you won't hear from Lunsford after the game that this may be their best complete effort based on everything they've been through.
The offense finishing it off on a lot of these drives, but the story of the day continues to be the defense for these guys. But it's all payday down in the low red zone. Gerald Green capping off what has been a dominant day for Georgia Southern, 38-3.
Welcome back to New Orleans. This Georgia Southern offense has scored 38 points. That means you've seen a lot of this guitar, so I figured I'd give you the story behind the guitar. So the defense had the turnover chain. The offense wanted something fun. The running back crew used to celebrate by playing air guitar, so what do? You get a real guitar, and it's a legit real guitar, guys. This is how this all came about. They told me that I was allowed to hold it, even taught me how to celebrate with it. So, okay, I'm going to put my mic down.
Right.
You guys tell me how it goes. Hang on.
Let's go. Oh, as we get some fisticuffs on the sideline here.
The sideline looked like a rock concert mosh pit. All right, let's take the Don Davenport cam.
Let's go to the real party on the sideline here. We got you, Don. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she's got the rock star hair, too.
Oh.
She's ready.
Shades of the late, great Kurt Cobain back in the day. I tell you what, there was no one that you wanted to play Guitar Hero less than me.
Oh, see, a high school Mike Gola Jr. disagrees, friend.
When I got to my solo in Heart Barracuda,
see, I feel
Smashing
like
Pumpkin,
that guy got to through the fire and the flames and said, nah, I'm good. Oh, God!
Davenport. It's the head whip that really makes that song sing, you know?
Dawn's got stage presence. That was electric.
Yeah, look, Guitar Hero was where dreams were made. Now, how would you act out the solo as CJ Powell with the reception? Like, I'd get into it. Like, I was in rhythm.
Man, if you're not getting into it, why did you strap up the guitar to begin with? You think Drew Wilson doesn't get into the solo? You think Dawn doesn't get into the solo? Dawn, you were just down there giving it to everyone on that solo there. You have to get into it, right?
She's having one of those post-concert parties. She knows what it's like after you've been on stage, you've given your solo, everyone's telling you how great you are. Done.
Is it possible to rock too hard? Maybe that's what Dawn just found out. Great power in that guitar on the sideline, Matt.
Here we are. You know, Dawn Davenport's got to get set for the post-game trophy ceremony. We're talking Guitar Hero and guitar solos because you know what? Music's great. And if we had to give a game ball to someone for Louisiana Tech, it would be Israel Tucker. He's had a remarkable night. 19 carries, 122 yards. They hadn't been able to, the 3 turnovers they had early in the ball game were just never able to get it back. But the 6-game bowl winning streak's going to come to an end, but what Skip Holtz has going in Louisiana Tech, he's still going to be stuck at career win 149. With everything they've been through, regardless of final score, hats off to Skip Holtz, the Bulldogs, and everybody associated with Louisiana Tech.
Absolutely. All you can do is tip your cap to any of these teams that have managed to get through this season, that have overcome so much, that have been diligent in their approach and have found their way here now. And now for these teams, some well-deserved rest, a chance to get their bodies back going into this offseason and regroup a little bit, as all these coaching staffs are going to have to take a look at how they approach what comes next year based off what their teams were able to just weather this year.
So Louisiana Tech going to try to get a touchdown on as Coach Lunsford got the Gatorade. And a well-deserved Gatorade bath. That's cold.
Gatorade bath delivered by a man with a mullet. Those are the things dreams are made of.
That's living. That's Christmas. Oh, what a catch!
Ooh,
incomplete. I'd like to take another look at that.
I thought that knee got down. Now, did he have possession at the time?
I'm not sure what the point total is in this one, but that might be a factor.
So
that's 6.
The knee's down, but the ball jostled at the bottom. You saw it hit the deck at the end of that one. It's a good call by the officials on the field. You see the knee hit, but watch the ball sneak out and move at the bottom. It can hit the ground and move if you've got control of it, but that time coming out of his hands.
I'm being told point total was 44.5. So for the under crowd, you're okay. For the over crowd,
I think Scott Van Pelt knows what to do with that last highlight.
You might want a field goal. But even then, 44 to hook.
Louisiana Tech is challenging the ruling on the field. It was an incomplete pass.
I think Stanford Steve called that challenge in.
So the game total and the second half total, both in play here with this call.
And again, the ruling on the field is incomplete, so you need indisputable video evidence to overturn. Again, knee down in bounds, but watch that ball at the bottom. Hits the ground, comes loose right there. Now, you could maybe take a look if we get a closer look to see was his arm underneath when it came loose, but I think this initial hit.
Yep, ball's out. I have Doug Kazarian, host of our fine gambling program here. Daily Wager has let me know from Las Vegas, point total of 48. So it's going to stand as an incomplete pass.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed this is an incomplete pass. Louisiana Tech is charged with their first timeout. They have no more challenges remaining in the game.
So Louisiana Tech Going to get one shot, 2 seconds left. Time now for tonight's Capital One player of the game. Would it be anyone else than quarterback Shai Werts? Game time decision, accounted for 4 touchdowns. Close to 200 yards total offense, 126 throwing, 71 on the ground, 3 touchdowns. And hats off to Shai Werts, who was injured, found his way back on the field to have a remarkable bowl game.
What a cap to a great career for Shai Werts. And as an underclassman going into a bowl game, you want to send your senior leaders out on the right note. And for a guy that's meant so much to this program, this is the exact way you do it for Shai.
So Georgia Southern out of the Sun Belt, 13 games played in one of the more remarkable college football seasons we've ever seen. Congratulations to Coach Lunsford, the Eagles, and everybody associated with this program to get the 38-3 win. And this will be one of those seasons they look back on as this team and this program continues to build, is one that they'll be most proud of.
Continuing to lay the bricks that are going to build what Chad Lunsford wants for this program, what he wants in this conference, and in a season unlike any other, you've got plenty to grow with.
Again, just a quick reminder, the post-game show will be coming up on the ESPN app. Hope everyone has a happy and safe holidays. Thank you to our entire crew working for Mike Golick Jr., I'm Matt Berry, and Don Davenport. What a remarkable season it's been for us. Sports Center coming up next as Georgia Southern wins 38-3 over Louisiana Tech.